On June 23rd, 2025, I had the smart idea to start a short series where I would build a fantasy world for around 100 days, but because I like building it so much, that initial 100 days turned into 200, so here's a small tour of the world. Last year when I spawned into this world, my spawn point was far away, but I teleported myself in a random location which was around here, and I decided to build up the very first house, which is this one. The very first house to the very first video that I ever made. Later I also made an interior to the house, but still it's just the most regular house you can find. Special, it has a small overhang. Next house over here is like just the same, most regular style you can find. It has a small interior. I think it also, no, it doesn't have a top. The top is empty. It's just this small area around here, and that's about it for this house. Now I will head over this direction. We'll show you the rest of the world later, but we first need to go here. By following this road, we can come up to this cliffside. This cliffside, as you can see, was another build that I did a bit later, halfway through building the city, and it was just a small project where I just terraformed the cliffside and built just a few stuff around here with one of my favorite things, this cave, which doesn't even look natural at all. I don't know why I made it so blocky, but it doesn't matter. Next, when we come over here, as you can see, there's a small area here with a few benches and all sorts of things that just make it feel so much more alive. As we go out of the cave, we can continue onto this road, which is gonna slowly lead us to the actual cliffside, where we can see kind of like a nice view, but my render distance is low. But still, I decided to make this cliffside, which has this also like a really nice area where you just go down this ladder and it will bring you to another lower section of the cliff with a waterfall, and again some benches, some lighting, a tree, and not much else. It's just the most regular area where you can just come on and relax. When we continue following this road, we'll come across a field, a cart transporting some stuff, and then we'll come up to these 4 houses here. All of them are fully furnished. They're not just like the most basic houses. They're all the same. They're not too interesting, and just the most regular houses you can find. Yeah. Then we have like a couple of carts here and a campfire, a custom tree, and that's about it for this area. I wanna in the future continue it onwards and maybe even build another city off in that direction. But I mostly think it would be some sort of fortress, or maybe even some sort of monument. Some maybe ancient ruins or something like that. Now we're gonna go back through the road we came from, and we'll continue heading to the center of this world. As we continue heading towards the center, we come across this tower, which is just the most regular tower. It's blocky and whatnot. It has a copper roof that I'm still curious why it hasn't oxidized, because I put unoxidized blocks there just hoping it would, oxidize at some point, but I think I kind of started loving the way that it looks. As we continue heading towards the center of the world, we come across another house, and we just continue going lower. As you can see, majority of this area you're seeing is terraformed. It is just the most basic terraforming I could do. I don't think that I really even like it, but it is what it is. I'm not that good of a terraformer, so I am enjoying that I at least managed to do something like this. Next up, we're gonna look into this bigger house, which is actually a pub that I am really proud of how it turned out, but there is even a better pub I've built that I cannot wait for you guys to see. But now we're gonna continue going this road, which leads us over that direction. Now we can go up here, where we're gonna come across this small gazebo, and right up the hill is this another small house with its own field. And as we go back down, we will come across this small habitat for chickens. But as we continue, we come across another overhang, which just has some most basic stuff you can find. I don't know what this was even supposed to be, but it looks good. This one over here is actually the first custom tree I've built. I've never actually built a custom tree before this one, so I'm glad at how it turned out, but I still think I have a long way to go when it comes to building trees. There are a couple more here, and there's another small house there. And then there's this bridge, which comes to this area, which still isn't finished. But this was actually the very first bit of terraforming I did in this world, and then just continue it onwards there. And then we go to this another small house, which is again just the most basic house you can find. As we get back and follow this road, we will see a bridge, and as we pass it, we will get onto another area. As you can see, this area is covered with fields, but it is also a thing that separates another area I'm gonna be building there, an area there, which we're gonna visit a tad bit later, and an area here. As we continue on this road, we'll see a tree in the middle of a field, and also a bunch of different fields like beetroot, sweet berries, wheat fields, and all sorts of fields I built up, and all sorts of fields I built up during the runtime of this world. Next, we have this smaller house. Again, it's fully furnished, and I think it looks actually really cool. And a bit later, we'll come across a cow habitat. As we continue on, we'll come across another overhang, which is actually a stop for tourists, adventurers, and maybe even merchants, with a horse here as well. This was just supposed to be, a small place people can come to and just take a break from their travels. There's also a small market stall here. I don't even know what they sell, but it's here. Included with another small house for, I think, the person that runs the market. And, oh well, this area over here is actually a place where I have all my peas. But as we go up the stairs, which I just built up yesterday, we'll see this house. It's not furnished, I will get onto that later, but I really like how this house turned out. I think this could be a style I could move up to, and it has to be probably my favorite house I've ever built in this world. Now we're gonna pass the market stall and just continue heading in this direction. But no, we're gonna turn around and we're gonna go to the city. We have returned to the area where the bridge is, and we're gonna turn left here, and we're gonna reach the city. have spent like a good 60 days minimum building up this world. I think there's even more. I think that it was around day 30 when I started building it, and I finished on around day 100. Yeah, it's a really big city, and as you can see, I am just gonna be going house by house because majority of the houses in the city are actually fully furnished, and majority of them have just the most regular interiors I could think of at the time. There are a lot of market stalls, a lot of carts just transporting stuff, and there are a lot of shops like Johanna's flower shop. I don't know what the names are, but you know, it's just a flower shop. Later we got this one. This is Bloom's Racket Shop. Bloom is a great friend of mine who I knew a long time, and this was his idea for a shop. And as we turn here, we're gonna come across one of my favorite builds, and it is this pub. Yeah, the pub is probably my favorite like interior I've done. It has a cool area here with a bit of a overhang here, like for the second floor, and I really just enjoy how it turned out. We can continue going all around. There are houses all around, majority of them furnished. One of the ones that I really like is this Zealous Dream Workshop. It's practically a place where I work on majority of the dreams I use in this world, and it's just a fun little Easter egg for the people who will download them up at 300 days. Yeah, when that will be, I don't know, since I'll be taking a break from this world. Yeah, this all includes in the lower area of the city, but as we go up the stairs, we will come across the higher area of the city, which has a couple of districts and a couple of rooms. This is practically how every single one of the streets in this city looks like. It's a bit more like a repetitive city that has like all sorts of these same builds. Yeah, it just needs so much more detail, so much more life, and I wonder if I can add that through some commands, some other mods and whatnot. But it is looking really cool. I will take this way up here just to go to the second district. As you can see, we've reached another street through here, and here's a small market area. Then if we go through here, we'll reach another district. This district again isn't anything special. It just has a different sort of roof compared to the ones we did here, and a lot more shapes of all of these houses look really cool. I may have to improve a couple of things in the future, but so far I think it all looks really good. It just needs a far more detail and life. Next, I wanna head this direction. As we're passing all the houses, all the shops, and all the other cool stuff that I added to this world, we are eventually gonna come to the end of the city. But at the end of the city, there is one of the probably coolest things I've ever done, and it is this. This is some sort of like an elevator that transports carts up to the city. And I really like how I actually did this. It incorporates well to the another part of the world I started building recently, and I really like how it looks. As we go down the stairs, we are gonna come across this big build here, which is actually a horse stall. It is a really big, and I want to have as many horses staying here because When merchants come to the city, they will be leaving all their horses out in these stalls. So when they go up to the city, the horses will be waiting for them here. I'm gonna be adding a lot more details to this barn because I really think it deserves a lot more detail. I have a lot of ideas to what I can actually add to it, and I may be working on that in a live stream in a couple of weeks maybe. But as we go up the barn, we can come across a couple of houses, making just like a small city edge or something like that. It has just a couple of rundown houses. As you can see, they're overgrown, and I want to maybe add a bit more overgrownness to them. Actually, none of these houses have any furniture inside. Yeah. So this house here is supposed to be a smithy, and I put here a lava. Yeah, and I did not realize that lava can catch on fire, so this entire house burned out like 4 times before I realized you cannot put a lava here. So that's a fun little mistake I did, and I think I kinda got over that and replaced the lava with water, but still, it's a fun little Easter egg. As we go away from this area, we will come across a lot of things like fields, trees, wells, and at some point these lampposts that I built for the city are just gonna disappear, and now we'll just switch to these just fences with lanterns. They are gonna be everywhere, by the way. We'll start heading away from this area, and we will not go that direction, but we will go here. As we go through this road, we'll come across a small pig habitat. Yeah, nothing special. A couple of houses, fields, wells, carts. Nothing special happening. There's another area we can reach through here with just a couple more houses. Again, it is actually nothing special and just a small little area. We will go that way later, and I'll show you the tower and everything around there. But first and foremost, we gotta go left, where first again we're gonna come across a few carts, a few houses, fields, and a lot of other stuff before we reach the castle. In front of the castle, as you can see, there is first and foremost a small stall, a horse stall. I haven't finished this one yet, but I'll be adding some horses and maybe a bit of an area for the manager of the horse stalls. And now, as we go closer, we can see that this isn't actually a noble's castle. This is actually a castle renovated by a merchant company. Same merchant company that actually runs that city. That's a bit of a lore I want to be doing in the future, and that's why there are so many carts in front, and I maybe even added more, and a lot of like storage and stuff like that. The inside of the castle is fully furnished, and it is not meant to be again a noble's castle. It is a trading company's castle, and that's why there are a lot of storage boxes all around, a few tables and a big meeting table right in the middle. I may be changing these chairs, I don't particularly like them, but I think they serve its purpose. We can go first and foremost out here, which is just a small monument I still haven't finished up. It's a monument fully done out of stone, and I don't think I even like it, but well, it's still here, so I'm just gonna leave it. All of these rooms are furnished, by the way. This is supposed to be some sort of a library, while I think this one here is supposed to be a kitchen. It's nothing special, it's just the most basic design you can find. But as we go up here, we can come across another area, which again has a lot of storage, a lot of everything. The majority of these rooms are just for people working in the company to live in. Majority of them are the same. It's just beds upon beds upon beds and stuff like that. And I don't think there's much more we can show of the castle. There are a few towers we can get access to. Yeah. Again, nothing special. It's a small castle I built. I think I did a few better ones, and I honestly think it looks really good. Maybe could have added a bit more details, maybe a couple more towers, but still, I think I really like how the castle turned out. Next, as we go back the road, we'll first and foremost see the tower back, but there are two roads we can take. So first and foremost, we will go up this road, which will bring us first and foremost to this little sheep habitat, to a couple more houses, a few small gazebos or what they are, and a tower. The tower is not furnished, or it is. I didn't even know that I furnished it. I don't even know if there's anything at the top. Majority of my towers have some details, but there is like no reason for anyone to just go up them, because it's just one and the same thing every single time. Maybe I just added a bit more like things, but when I do actually the world download on day 300, I will be focusing on adding something to majority of the chests, barrels and stuff like that, so there could be a reason for you guys to go up. Next, we can go and come across this area over here, which is like the small shed, which I just put as in like old equipment shed where like all sorts of old equipment for this area is like stored. But I forgot to go this road here, which again is gonna pass us through this small house. And as we go across here, we are first and foremost gonna go here, where if we go down this ladder, we can go to this area, which also has a cave I terraformed but haven't finished. And this little cave I actually built up by myself, which I probably will put something in here, but I have no idea what I could. If you have any ideas, please let me know. And also, if you guys could, please let me know name ideas for all sorts of things around here, like name ideas for the tower, this one and the first one we came across, the city, the castle, and a trading company that I mentioned, and also for the new city we're gonna visit soon. As we return to the tower and the old equipment shed we just saw, I just forgot that I didn't show you this. This is just a small aquarium where I actually ended up just killing all the fish with a couple of commands I was working on, so I will have to place them in later. But as we continue up this area, we'll first and foremost gonna come across this house here, which is a storage for like all the crops you can find grown around, just around here, just in this area. But as we continue around this area, you will see a lot of new builds popping up. Like this gazebo that we built just a couple of days ago, this house we built a couple of days ago, and majority of houses we just recently built with a couple of new build styles I just wanted to try out. And as we go back, we will see this bridge, which is actually an area we went to. We saw this like bee farm there and everything like that, and this is the bridge that leads here. So we're gonna just continue this way and we're gonna head next city. Yeah, we're gonna pass this big house, which is actually a library. I really had fun working on this library. I think I could have even added a bit more details, but still I really like how it turned out. I think it's a really fun thing I did, and I just want to go soon all around the world and just furnish all my builds, because just entering every single build and just finding out there are at least some stuff bad or something, and makes the world feel like so much more alive and so much more interesting to explore. We'll continue through this road, and as you can see, the new city is already here. And this city is honestly what I want to be working on a lot in the future, because it is leaning towards steampunk. It has a lot of features. As you can see, there are cables running everywhere. I have pipes all around. I have a couple of these wheels around the build, and the build style that I went for in this city is just it's just kind of darker, using spruce as you can see, and having deep slate stuff. I just want to make it a lot darker, and I also replaced the entire floor with packed mud bricks and rooted dirt. Mostly because the city does a lot of technology, and I felt like having grass everywhere would not describe what this technology does. We can just say it's not good for the environment. A particular standout of the city we built so far is probably this factory, which I think is not it's not furnished at all, but the outside actually looks really cool, and I really like how it turned out. But another standout is the most recent thing we did in the city, and that's the market street. The market street, as you can see, is filled with market stalls. Every single house in this street is a shop. As you can see, this is an armor shop or something like that. And yeah, we can see because of this sign here, this is some kind of a food stall. This one sells flowers, and that's actually the flag of this city. I think all of these just added so much details to this entire world, and I really like how the world is turning up. I like everything that we've built so far, and I want to continue, but I will be taking a break for that. But that was my world tour. I'm hoping that it turned out well. I'm hoping that you guys heard me well, because the microphone that I have is really good, but I think it sucks. It's not as good as I thought it would be, and just makes my voice feel terrible. But still, thank you guys for watching. Thank you for keeping with this long ass video that I made, and I'm hoping that I'll see you guys on the channel back. I have a lot of ideas, I have a lot of plans for the future, so I'm hoping that you will stick around.